What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Three Star Draw. I'm down south 77, aka Three Star Draw, and this here is the Tuco-Viper video. Finally, we're finally here. We're finally at the end, the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm very excited, happy, ecstatic, all of the feels to be able to share this with you guys tonight, see what you guys think about it. I hope you enjoy it. It's been a lot of work and it's been a long time. This has been going on for over 15 months. That is a year and a quota that we have been sending this guy around and getting pictures and doing all kind of stuff. And it's really it's been draining, but it's been fun. I've enjoyed doing it, but man, it has taken a bit of a toll here at the end at crunch time getting the video ready for you guys. But that's all right. It's all done now. So I do want to welcome everybody here if you're here for the premiere, and if you are here watching after the premiere, if you're watching the day after, watching the replay, I guess. I'll go ahead and kind of give you a disclaimer now. This isn't a listen to it while you drive kind of video, right? A lot of us, we do that, listen to YouTube, even reviews, and listen to our favorite people and just listen to their voice and glance down when we see something that we want to listen to or make sure we see, I do it all the time. This ain't that kind of video. So if you are driving, maybe hit save and turn this back on when you get to the house, because it is mostly a video full of reels. Sure, I've got commentary here and there and here, there, and everywhere, but the main thing that you come to see are reels, right? I've been calling them segments. That's just for whatever reason, reels just sounds weird to me. I can't make myself comfortable with calling video clips reels. I don't know. Maybe it's my age, but that's what they are. I've created reels. So if you by any chance are not where you can watch this, you want to be where you can actually see it when we get to the meat and potatoes of the video. I just thought it might be important to put that little disclaimer in there, but I guess if anybody's driving and listens long enough, they'll kind of figure it out. Anyway, I've been in chats and on streams and stuff, and I've seen this referenced or asked. Like usually it's somebody in the chats asking, "Where's Tuco-Viper?" And somebody will respond and go, "What's Tuco-Viper?" Well, Tuco-Viper is my take on the old traveling whatever. Um, Started a long time ago. Somebody stole somebody's yard garden gnome and started taking it and traveling with it and sending them pictures or picture postcards of their gnome. And then they gave it to their friends, and their friends took it and they just kept sending postcards and pictures of this thing back to the original owner. So it was a hell of a practical joke, but it's been adapted over the years. Travelocity used it in their campaign back years ago, the Roman gnome. It's kind of where that come from. But people have done it over the years with various items, and I did one back in the early 2000s with a Snake Eyes figure. So this is just my version of that. You go out, you take some pictures with it, you send it to somebody else, they do it, and goes around until it gets to the end of the list or the object falls into oblivion. So luckily in our case, he did not fall into oblivion. He made it back here. That is, of course, Tuco-Viper is my Techno Viper, and I'm a big Breaking Bad fan. I like the bad guys, so the name kind of come pretty easily when I was coming up with a name for this. We got those pleasantries out of the way, so now I do need to do just a little bit of housekeeping about the way that the video was made, because it may save some questions later. So if you need to go and top your drink off, maybe hit the bathroom, maybe go make some popcorn, maybe go back and grab that other piece of pizza that you were wondering if you wanted it. You want it, go get the other piece of pizza. Just turn the TV up or do what most of us are probably doing anyway, just carry your phone. So I can tell you a little bit about how I did this video. So I'm not a professional video editor. Another disclaimer. It's not my job, it's my hobby, and I never edited a video in my life until I started doing YouTube. Matter of fact, when I started doing YouTube, I was doing it on a laptop that was already about a year and a half old. And I started looking for video software to help me do videos. And I realized that I already had some on the laptop. Had it that long, didn't even know I had video software. It tells you how much I know about it. So I just started doing this when I started doing YouTube. All that to say that there may be some sloppy transitions or some rough cuts. I think I did a pretty good job, but again, not a professional here. So I'm working with what I have, folks. My skills and my equipment are not on par with some other stuff that's on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and let you know that now. I am well aware. Now, the next thing that I want to mention is what I was just talking about. So the way that I did the videos. So you will see a lot of pictures in this video that start out and they have a background behind them, right? So I will tell you why they have a background behind them. I don't like dead space in videos. Sometimes my videos have it, but most of the time I try to go back and do all I can to eliminate that dead space. And what I mean by dead space is most all of these videos, YouTube format is 16 by 9. So if it doesn't fill the full frame of a 16 by 9, it's somewhere like this in probably like a 4 by 3 or a 9 by 16 even, but you have black bars on the sides of the pictures. And to me, when you're doing a slideshow, I don't like that look, so when I realized that that was kind of how it was coming out, I had to figure out a way to eliminate that. And there's quite a bit of it. And the reason why is because a lot of the pictures that were sent to me were taken in portrait mode. This is portrait mode on your phone. 16 by 9 is landscape mode on your phone. So I do it all the time. Just grab your phone, snap the picture. But as I started doing this, I realized that to fill the frame without having to crop a picture, it needs to be in 16 by 9. So a lot of the pictures that I got were not in 16 by 9 to fill the frame. Thus, they had the black bars on the side of the picture. So what I did was I tried to pick a background image that was um, suited to the person or the video material, just in some way relevant or something that tied it together. So that was kind of the way that I did that. Some of them I use videos, some of them I use still pictures, but I wanted to use something to eliminate those spaces on the sides of the picture. Now, the other thing with doing that is I can take and I can hit fill, right? And it automatically crops it down and zooms in and it fills the whole frame. The problem when you do that is if the picture was taken in portrait mode and you zoom in, it zooms in on part of the picture. And a lot of times you lose the picture. You lose whatever the person that took the picture was really trying to show because when you zoom in, I may have been able to get Tuco in it, but whatever Tuco was doing was up here. So you can see it this way, you can't see it this way. So the way that I handle that in the video, you'll see it quite a bit, was that I showed the whole picture and I'd have a background behind it going on. And that way I wanted to show the whole picture. The person sent me the picture. That's the picture that they wanted to show. And I didn't want to just zoom in and lose whatever they were trying to show us in the picture. So I started out with the portrait mode and showed the whole thing with a background behind it. Then I would zoom in to fill and show Tuco-Viper. That is the only way that I really know to handle it with what I know how to do. And I think it come out okay, but the end result is there are a few that kind of linger, and that's just the way they are. It's just the way they come out. Um, you'll notice it. You'll probably a few of them. You'll probably be like, okay, next slide, please. But that's just the way I had to do it because I wanted to show what the picture people wanted us to see was. And then I'll zoom in. And if I lose part of it, I lose part of it. So I do that quite a bit in these reels, to eliminate those those gaps. I don't like those gaps. So that's why you're going to see it the way that you see it. And the other thing is, some people didn't send me very many pictures. So that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll get into that in just a minute when we start talking about them. But some people didn't send me, but some people sent me 3 pictures. Some people sent me 30 pictures. And somebody that only sent me a few pictures, I wanted to try and give them their time and stretch it out. Like, I didn't want any of these to be 10 seconds or 15 seconds. So I tried to extend it. So some of those I show the picture for a little bit, then I zoom in and hold it, and we'll go to the next one. And I did that just to try to lengthen everybody's and give everybody a little more time, because they gave me their time participating in this project. As far as the number of pictures that some people sent, some people really did just send a few, and some people did send a lot, a whole lot. So what I tried to do was, especially if it was somebody that sent me a lot, and I had like almost the same picture, but I had it from this angle, and then I had it from this angle, and then I had it from this angle, I picked the better of those. Now, if it was somebody that was only able to send just a few, I probably used all of those and tried to work them in and fade them or overlap them like blinds or shutters or something. I did that quite a bit. So that's why you might see some pictures that are real similar. It's because I wanted to try to use as much of what people sent me as possible in their reel. All right, it's just about time to get into the fun stuff, but I have some fun stuff to go over before we get into our reels, our segments. Segments is what I've been calling them through this whole thing, because I guess I wanted to make it sound like it was a biology experiment. Our reels. Before we get into those, I got some numbers that I want to go over. So through the whole thing, I've constantly had people ask, "How many people are in this? Who's in this?" I kept all that a secret. Hardly anybody knew in the beginning anybody else that was going to be part of this. And I did it that way for a reason. Now, look, I knew by the time we got here that most people would know who'd participated and possibly even seen a few of the pictures, because I did tell people they could post up to 3 on their social media. Nobody wanted to do it. Everybody wanted to wait until this video to show their pictures. There was one person that showed one of their pictures, and you wouldn't have known it until you see it here and remember it. They did a very good job of not letting on that that was part of the Tuco Viper project. So numbers. So right here, there were 27 people originally invited, asked to do this, and there were more that I wanted to ask, but I started looking at the numbers of who told me before there was an official video, which, if I remembered, I put out so you guys could see the very beginning of this project. I got to remember to go back and make that video public. Hopefully, I did that, and maybe you guys have watched it by now. But the number, it was getting to be more. Like, this was a much bigger, this was a much more ambitious project than I thought it was going to turn into with putting these together. There's some people that a year and a half ago I didn't know as well as I do now. And there are some people that a year and a half ago I didn't know as well as I thought I did. That's just the facts of it. So, with that said, 27 people. There were 2 people that said no off the bat, said they weren't interested, um, couldn't do it, whatever, no interest in it whatsoever. One person that did see the original invitation video never responded other than liking that video, never told me one way or the other whether they were interested in doing it. So they were out. Um, there were 2 people that I omitted from the project. They were on the original list for Tuco to go to, but by the time Tuco would have gone to them, there was a lot of dynamics that had changed, and honestly, I just didn't feel comfortable sending him there. I mean, that's nuts and bolts of it. That's what happened. Is I wasn't comfortable that I would get him back one way or the other. So there were 2 people that were omitted, and there were 2 people that had Tuco-Viper for a considerable amount of time and never sent me anything to put in this video. And That's reflected in the video. You'll see where that's at. I'm not real happy with that. People I know, people I like, people I talk to, but for whatever reason, in the summer of 2025, they decided to waste my time and other people's time that are involved in this project and waiting on this project to get finished where we are today. So those two people were out, which leaves us with a total of 20. I don't know which way that is. 20. Yeah, there we go. 20 people. I've got 20 people that were involved at the end here in the Tuco-Viper project. But where has Tuco been? Who's he been with? What's he seen? How far has he traveled? Well, we're going to answer all that by the end of this video, and we're going to start right here. Tuco-Viper has been to 16 states. Now, I am including my home state here where he started and where he ended up, Tennessee, in that count. And you might think, well, that's kind of cheaping out, including that in the total count. And I can kind of see it that way until you take into the account that he did get out and explore part of Tennessee. And he has also had to return to Tennessee during this journey at least three separate times, not counting the end returning him back here. So I would say that counts. Matter of fact, it's my idea. So I say that counts. 16 US states. He's been to one province and three territories. I believe I got that part right. So 16 states in the US, three countries total this guy has been to. Now, here is the part that is kind of astonishing to me. And I knew it was going to be a lot. You want to hear how far this guy traveled? You want to hear the mileage? So I'll tell you what I did is I sat down with Google Earth and put in directions. And this is point to point. This is person to person in the order that he traveled in. And I figured up the mileage between addresses. So obviously that does not account for airplane flights to airports, distribution trucks going to mail hubs, processing centers out for distribution. This is just address to address for the whole journey. Tuco, and this is an underestimate. Remember that part. Tuco has traveled 29,879 miles during this journey, and that's a low estimate. If I had to guess, I would probably put it closer to 31,000, but I have no way of knowing just with all of the intermodal stuff. So that's my guess. 29,879 miles that this guy has journeyed to get back here. And yes, I even included the times it's gone back and forth between me and Pop Blender, which is about a 14-mile trip one way. Something that I had asked people to do with Tuco, other than just generally go out and have fun and do whatever for your picture part of it, was put in souvenirs. And this could have been something really simple. I just asked for something simple. So if you take him to a tourist place like bumper cars or mini golf or something, they always have those racks of brochures for local things to do. Grab one of those. Grab a get a newspaper clipping because we all have newspapers to get clippings out of. If your favorite Chinese restaurant is Hong Ling's on the corner of Fifth and Peabody, run by there and get a takeout menu. And Fifth and Peabody just randomly come to mind as an address because I had a lot of fun at Fifth and Peabody in Nashville, but it wasn't a Chinese restaurant. Anyway, just something simple like that and throw in the box. I was expecting a lot of paper, and I knew eventually that was going to add up and add weight to it, and people are shipping it back and forth, so it's piling up and it's getting heavier. So there were a couple of points that had to come back here to get that stuff out, or I actually got it back from somebody and got the stuff out, or right before he went out of the country, I had that person mail me the souvenirs back. So we're going to show those. A lot of people got really creative and really included some neat and bizarre and funny items with it. And some people actually went way out of their way above and beyond and created stuff for it. A couple of things, a couple of people in particular that I can't say now, but I'll come back in and say it later and you're going to see it. So we're actually going to go through and we're going to show the brochures. I say we, it's just me. I'm going to go through and show you all of the souvenirs because there's some really cool stuff in there. But we're going to do that too. I want to make sure we give that its due because people went out of their way to either get or make those souvenirs for the project. So one of my favorite things that I got back in the souvenirs with Tuco was something that I probably saw a little sooner than I was really meant to, but there just was no way around that with the nature of the project and having to come back to me and empty those souvenirs out to get the weight out of the box. So that was an idea that somebody had for the actual original box that I sent Tuco in, and it turned out awesome. And you were definitely right about that, and you guys will get to see that. The last bit of exposition I have to give before we kick this thing off has to do with the order that Tuco traveled in. These reels are in that order. The order that's on my list is the order you're going to see the reels, with two exceptions, and I will be back in between some of the videos to either show off a certain souvenir or talk briefly about that reel or the next reel. And when we get to those exceptions, I will explain that away. Now, as far as where he went first, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to go there from Tennessee when you see some of the other folks that are on the list. But we had a certain reason that we had to go there first. They had a serious issue that they were dealing with last summer and wanted to make sure they got their time with Tuco-Viper before they dealt with it. And that's the way we went. They got Tuco-Viper first, got their part done, got their issue handled, and thankfully all of that worked out okay, and they're still hanging out with us here today. So enough said about that. Let's check these reels out.
In the darkest of the nights, when the shadows take their flight, we stand tall, we won't retreat. On the battlefield we greet, with our silver armor shining bright, against the endless twisted blight. Through the wall we pierce the veil, gray nights we never fail. We are the hammer, strike
Yes, Roman is whining. Here, let's show. Come here, Roman. Come here. Come on. Say hi to everyone. Say hi. You're the best. All right. You want to go outside? Go ask one of the kids. Go ask one of the little people. Actually, one of the little people is bigger than you. How old is it?
Yo neighbors, Baldy Locks Reviews. My mom told me I could come outside and play today. My mom told me I could come outside and play today.
Tuco said that was his favorite part of this whole trip. This also leads us to explaining one of the exceptions for the order of the reels. What had happened was after Christmas, I had it sent to Pop Blender. One, because I realized that it was getting heavy and I needed to get all of those souvenirs out. And two, I wanted Pop Blender to get the whole experience, the getting him in the mail, opening him up, taking him doing his thing, sending him back off, and then he'd pull the souvenirs out for me. The exception is during this time, it was January here in Tennessee, going into February, I think. It was really cold. We had a cold winter last year. Pop Blender got really, really sick, like probably pneumonia, who knows what, sick. And it was cold, and he wasn't able to go out and do the pictures that he wanted to do. He was able to get a few, but not what he wanted. So I wound up just having him ship him to the next person, and it's like, all right, we'll just do yours at the end. That's what we'll have to do to keep the thing moving. So that was what we wound up doing. So Pop Blender's reel should be the very next one, but we're going to put it toward the end to account for that. So the next one will be who Pop Blender sent it to.
0, 1. Let's get started.
Tuco, buddy, you alright? You sounded pretty stressed on the phone. What's up?
Scrap Iron, I need your help, old friend. I've been given an urgent assignment by the commander to complete a super secret project at an all-new secret facility, and because of shipping issues and logistical concerns, I'm become behind schedule. Cobra Commander has grown impatient, and I could really use your assistance.
Bro, you ain't even gotta ask. I've always got your back. Let me grab my gear and round up little Ronnie, and we can hit the road. You are gonna tell me about this ride.
So, where are we headed? And where did you get this crazy set of wheels?
First, we're going to meet with the commander and secure the last shipment. Then it's off to the Gulf Coast of Mississippi to finalize the project.
And this whip?
This behemoth belongs to the guy running the new facility on the coast. I picked it up at a shop outside of Daytona Beach. They coated it in a new ceramic ballistic coating and installed a state-of-the-art radar guidance system. They also added the 6-inch lift and tires. We're going to deliver it to the guy after we finalize the project.
Well now, Mississippi, huh? Sounds like a beach vacation. Too bad I didn't bring any shorts.
Now I urge you to make sure you get over to Triple D's dungeon so you can check out the rest of the story. Daredevil Dave did probably more work for this video than I did. I'm telling you, there is nobody that believes in Tuco-Viper more than Daredevil Dave does. I'm not even kidding. And Dave made a bunch of stuff for me, Tuco related and not Tuco related. Model Misfit printed up some weapons for him, and Dave painted them up really nice. Made weapons crates for him, made invoices for the weapons crates. Dave really went out of his way for this, and I know he's been really eager for this video to come out because he had to wait to make the rest of his video live so everybody can check it out too. So I do want everybody to go over there, and this was just the prelude, and check Dave's video out. Appreciate it, Dave. So I met up with Sharlock at Joe Fest. I was trying to time it so that Tuco would be with somebody who was going to Joe Fest and could just bring him to me there without having to ship. And it just worked out. Of course, Sharlock was going, but he was also driving, so he didn't have to worry about trying to pack him and the souvenirs and the box and everything in the luggage and fly with him. And that all worked out in no small part thanks to Jay Astro, who you saw had him before Sharlock. Jay Astro knew that that was my plan, and he made sure he got his part done quick and got him off to Sharlock so Sharlock could do his pictures and then bring him to me at Joe Fest. So I got back with him, and it seems like there was something that I did with him here. For some reason, I don't remember what it was, but it was right after that that I sent him off again myself on what would be his final leg for the Western United States. Man, that guy can paint anything. That was also Tuco-Viper's first time ever seeing a classified rattler. And it was at this point Tuco-Viper got ready to take a very, very long plane ride into the future. Again, another very special shout out to Frosty, a Frostbite over at Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro for really going above and beyond in the souvenir department. Not just this, but especially this. He had long since sent Tuco on his way to future destinations before he was able to finish printing off this beauty for me. He had to send this separately. So this is an awesome Cobra snake throne. Got this nice plush crush velvet seat here for him to sit on. I can't wait to put him in this thing on the shelf when I get Tuco's shelf up and said and done. Probably won't be done by the time this video comes out, but have him sitting around Daredevil Dave's weapons stacked up everywhere. I can't wait to get this on the shelf with him. So thank you, Frostbite. This thing's freaking awesome, dude.
What's up, people? Sharky's back with another review.
And that brings Tuco to the end of his outback adventure. He told me he didn't even see one kangaroo. How is that even possible? How do you not even see one kangaroo while you're in Australia? I thought they were everywhere. Now it was time for Tuco to take another very, very long plane ride into the past. So that was what I mentioned earlier about the original box. That was Lawrence's idea to have everybody sign the original box, and he put it inside a bigger box so it wouldn't get messed up. And I absolutely love it. I appreciate that idea so much, because if you couldn't tell, I kind of like nostalgia. I'm pretty nostalgic. So you read the note, he's right. I do really like things like that. So I appreciate him having that idea a lot. So Tuco-Viper's finally been able to make his way back to Pop Blender. It was winter when he had him before, and he got so sick he wasn't able to get the pictures taken that he wanted to. It's fall now. He's got a lot better weather for it. It's literally 9 months later. It's been a whole baby's worth of time. So that just leaves us 3-star draw. I didn't see any reason for us to go anywhere other than last, so I guess that makes us the second reel out of order.
It's time to let old pain this up a bit.
there it is, y'all. Tuco-Viper. There's the journey, start to finish. What did you guys think? I hope I was able to make it worth the wait because it's been a long wait, hadn't it? But it has been fun. So, most of all, I hope you guys appreciated all of the creativity from everybody that was in the video that contributed to this. I know everybody's so creative, right? Everybody really was here. So, people went out and did all kind of fun stuff with him, did a bunch of different stuff with him. You think about all the different places that Tuco got to go and see and do, and the different just scenery that he went to. I just love the fact of everybody like doing a little part and taking him somewhere different. That was my favorite thing about this. And then everybody that went out and staged their shots and set up shots. It was awesome. I had a really good time doing this. It was kind of stressful though. I'm not going to lie about that. Trying to manage everything and find out where he's at. Are you ready? Are you done with him? Are you ready for the next address? Where is he and what are you doing with him? Because I hadn't heard anything. That kind of stuff. It was a little bit draining and a little frustrating, but not enough to drown out the fun that I've had seeing what everybody's done with him and getting these little reels put together for y'all. So I do need to send a special shout out again, especially to Daredevil Dave, Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro, Same Time Toys, Apunkwa Toys. You guys really kind of put the kick in it, put the oomph in it with some of the stuff you guys did. So special thank you to those guys, but everybody who was part of this. I hope you had fun and I hope you enjoyed seeing the finished product of your hard work. Now I can rest. On the 8th day down south rested. Maybe. I appreciate you guys tuning in, checking this video out. I'm pretty hyped up. I'm glad to get it done. And I will see you guys next time on 3-Star Draw.
And now back to Cobra News Now.
What? You didn't really think that we was finished, did you? Scrap Iron has just returned with some fresh intel on our new story that we will be covering next year. Over here, Scrap Iron. Scrap. A little more to the right, Scrap Iron. There you go. As you can see, Scrap Iron is still just a little bit banged up from covering that big fire over at the Mars Industries. But he has some valuable intel here that we will share with you now regarding next year. Roll it, Scrap Iron. No, the other way, Scrap Iron. There.
Don Hilario está muerto. Sus capos están muertos. Ustedes no tienen a nadie más por quien pelear. Llenen sus bolsillos o váyanse en paz. O vengan a pelear conmigo y mueran.